One of those American comics is coming up very next. Is her first time to the TO Zoom Shoom. She's a stand-up comic based out of Pennsylvania, as well as the host of Swipe Right, the online dating game show, as well as an aspiring writer for the eventual remake of the Muppet Show, which is so close to my heart it hurts. Would you please give it up for Aliya Brown, everybody?
Woo! Hello. Hello, I'm so happy to be here. Very, very excited. I love being online all the time, but I'm very, very close to deleting my Twitter. Like, I'm this close.
Woo!
I am what experts call a broke bitch, and they do say to tweet what you know. So often I find myself tweeting about broke bitch probs. But I didn't realize that the second you tweet about having no money, that was just like the blood in the water for the sugar daddy sharks. They even hint at being young and having no money. They will swarm your DMs, just circle around like, hey baby, what can I do for you? Hey baby, have you paid off your student loans? I haven't yet. And so my DMs are just now riddled with sugar daddy like bots. I'm assuming that they've programmed these robots to send me these messages because it is an inhumane amount of messages. It's to the point where, like, if I had $1 for every sugar daddy bot message, I'd have enough money to stop considering saying yes. That's right now. There are rare occasions, though, where I do get hit on by older men who don't want to compensate me for my time, which is rude, frankly. I'm providing service. But when I go to like tell my friends about these men, like I don't have a fun word to call them anymore. Like if they were paying me, we got sugar daddy at our disposal, right? I also have creepy at my disposal. We love falling back on that one. But I felt a little bit weird using it because when older women participate in that creepy predatory behavior, they get called a cougar, right? Like they get a fun, cute little animal to hide behind. And I was like, this is an unfair double standard. I must fix this for the older men. And so I went back to the lab, thought up a great name for these men. They get a fun animal. I call them warthogs. Because, and hear me out.
Oh, God.
They're a little wrinkly, they're a little hairy, they're a little fat, right? But that's not stopping them from going out there and sniffing for truffles anyway, right? They're obviously warthogging. Feel free to pocket that one. Use it in your DMs if any men come your way, and they deserve it. They should be paying you for your time. So I'm a vaccinated individual. I got very, very lucky. I'm vaccinated. Thank you. And the very first thing that I did with my vaccinated self was I went to New York City to test the efficacy, obviously. I was like, where's the cesspool? I'm diving in. I went to New York City and it was wonderful. It was so nice to be back. I used to go all the time. And I remembered one of the benefits to not being there all the time. When within like my first 5 minutes of being there, I got catcalled. Which for any femme people in the room, I'm sure that this is an occurrence that we are all familiar with, and it hurts. But I'll never forget this guy because of what he said to me. It's just ingrained in my mind now. He whistled at me, which I won't recreate for you to spare your ears. And I turned to him and he goes, "Damn, girl, you look like you could eat a lot of cornbread." disclose that to someone. I mean, what gave it away? I didn't realize it was that obvious. Maybe I shouldn't have worn my cornbread fan shirt that day. I don't know why anybody would say that to me. So I was thinking about it, and I've come to the conclusion that obviously this is not a reflection of me. It's because this guy was online shopping for groceries, as much of us have during the pandemic. We've had to. And he was ordering cornbread as you do. And oh no, his finger slips. It's a typo. He meant to order 1 case of cornbread. Now he's got 10,000 coming to the apartment. Him and his roommate are scrambling. They don't know what they're going to do. They're freaking out when suddenly his roommate has the bright idea. He's like, man, I know what we've got to do. Let's take to the streets. So they do. That's where I come in. I have to go back to their apartment. We'll have a cornbread party. We'll knock out all the cases. I don't know what would cause somebody to say that to someone else. But I maintained my 45-degree angle with the ground. And I yelled up. I yelled up at that guy and I said, I have a boyfriend, which is a lie, but he didn't need to know that. I don't really partake in dating. I think, pandemic kind of saved me excuse-wise on that one for a while. But when I got down to like, well, why is it that I'm so adverse to dating? I think if I'm honest with myself, it's because I peaked in middle school. I was just a really good middle schooler. I'm sorry I couldn't peak in high school like the rest of you, but I definitely peaked in middle school, and I know that I did because in middle school I had 2 boyfriends, and not to brag or anything, but one of them is in jail now, so I have that going for me. Luckily, he's not going anywhere. And I have the privilege of just waiting for him to get out on good behavior or whatever they get for manslaughter nowadays. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a freeloader. But I can't resist a man in uniform, guys. I don't know. They're slim. Anyway, I've been Aliya. I still am, and I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you.
Oh, terrific.